Hi, my name is Bob Smith. Welcome back to part 2 on tracking. In part 2, I'm going to explain how to track your monthly expenses and the methods to use to discover your spending habits. Before I begin, I would like to review the benefits of tracking expenses daily. The advantages of tracking and recording expenses are numerous, such as improves your decision making, stops your impulse spending, you avoid getting into debt, reveals spending issues which produce better insights into your spending habits, helps you to meet your financial objectives that gives you a sense of accomplishment, reduces your stress, you feel less anxious about money, and it improves your relationship with your spouse. As you can see, there are so many benefits of tracking your expenses. The definition of tracking expenses is as follows. Tracking expenses is a process to record all your expenditures for a set period of time, so you have a detailed understanding of where and what you are spending your money on. Our first faith step is to track all expenditures, which includes expenses such as credit cards payments, cash transactions, checks written on banks, automated payments, recurring charges, debit cards, electronic transfers, and mobile phone payments. It is a good practice to save all receipts to make sure you track and record all expenditures, which also includes cash receipts. It is also possible to have different types of expenses on the same receipt that could be categorized incorrectly. You have a choice on the method to use for tracking your daily expenses that best fits your situation. Let's start with the most popular tracking method, namely a budgeting or expense tracking app. These apps are used on your mobile phones and personal computers. The reason why they are so popular is because the app does the math computations, gathering most of the data by syncing your accounts, categorizing the expense data, and helps you to manage the budget data. There are a few tracking apps which are free, but most charge a fee. The Mint app seems to be rated highly and there is no fee. Also, you might want to check with your local bank for a tracker app that is free. Another method to track expenses is create a customized computer spreadsheet by using software from Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. Use this software to design a custom spreadsheet or use one of their tracking templates. Using computer spreadsheets allows you to personalize the rows and columns for your spending categories, which helps you visualize and analyze spending habits. This method requires more time, and you are constantly updating the spreadsheet as you purchase items. I use the calendar expense tracking method. With this method you use a small monthly pocket calendar to record your expenses daily. It can be also used to record projected monthly bills, due dates, and amounts to pay. I hate to admit that I use the calendar because sometimes I forget to pay my bills when they come due. I guess I am showing my age with my forgetfulness. The calendar method also shows your income requirements immediately. When using the envelope method, you split up your money according to how much you budgeted to spend in each category, such as groceries, entertainment, dining out, and a fun fund. Place that designated amount each month in label envelopes and start withdrawing the cash from the envelopes to pay for those variable expenses until the envelopes are empty. Once an envelope is empty, the spending of money on that category must stop. You still must pay other expenses when it is inconvenient to pay using cash, such as credit cards or a mortgage payment with non-cash methods. The pencil and paper method is an old-school way to gather data. As the name implies, this method does not require the use of technology. When using this pencil and paper method, make sure you save all your receipts, so later you can record the expenses on a ledger. It is helpful to carry a small notebook to record expenses for instances with no paper receipts for cash sales. This method requires a great deal of time to track and record your monthly expenses. You should select the tracking method that is easy to use and is best for your situation. Please keep tracking your expenses monthly to identify and control your spending habits. Tracking expenses is the first step in creating wealth and avoid living from paycheck to paycheck. Be sure to include all your expenses to create a realistic budget. Review your tracked expenses monthly so you can identify your bad spending habits and cut or eliminate expenses which are not necessary for your lifestyle. Money that you save by cutting expenses could be used for eliminating debt, investing in the market, or taking a vacation trip. Remember, more detail on your tracked expenses helps you to improve your spending habits. If you start using cash instead of credit, you might think twice before you purchase the item because it is harder seeing cash slipping from your hands than using plastic.